Speaking of Hollywood, our first guest today is a film and television icon from his role as Trapper John in the film version of MASH. Was there another version of MASH? I don't even remember. To Ruben Tishkoff in the Ocean's trilogy, to playing Ross and Monica's dad on Friends, and his most recent gig as Ezra Goldman in the Showtime series Ray Donovan. His career has spanned over 40 years, and yet he's only 35 years of age. How does he work that? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Elliott Gould to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, applaud yourself, Elliott, because otherwise there's not enough of a studio audience to make it.
It's full here. I saw a squirrel on my way up.
See, that's the kind of wildlife
It's the kind of audience I yearn for.
You and my dog.
Yes, I'm a dog. Yes.
We were just saying as you came, the walk from where you parked, which is about as close to the studio as you can get, into the studio is usually a walk that most publicists don't survive, because a notable figure such as yourself would walk through my backyard and go, what the hell am I getting into here?
I don't think that way at all.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. It's probably because I'm not conscious.
Well, then, here's to unconsciousness. It's a pleasure to have you here on the show, a distinct pleasure, but then also to have you in town for these series of events for the Olympia.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I could do it. The Olympia Film Society has asked me to come up over the last several years, but I wasn't able to. But I'm here now and delighted to work to help them get state-of-the-art digital equipment for their theater, the Capitol Theater, which I haven't been to, but I'm going to be there and spend some time there and do a little work there for them.
How did they get you? Are they holding any of your family hostage? Because just wink at me and give me a wink or something. If in fact,
no, I like apples, and you've got really good apples
do have that
here, and I've been promised a sensational apple or two, no more than that.
Although I remember I was taught this in economics in college, that for some economical reason that I don't remember anymore, they actually export all the good apples outside of the region, and we get what's left over.
Well, I can understand that. People probably pay more on the outside.
Yeah. So sorry.
But economics, I heard a renowned Chilean economist, I'm not making a joke.
Although that part was funny.
Who said that our view of economics has just proven through our current history is totally wrong, and the science of economics has to be turned inside out and changed.
Oh, that is interesting. But that opens a can of worms there.
Well, it opens up nature, in terms of how we abuse nature, and as far as I'm concerned, what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, that's spot on. There's so much to talk about.
So much. I've had such a fertile career, and here I am with every part of me.
It's true. You look damn good.
Well, thanks for an elder.
Well, no, not at all. Not even for an elder. You just look.
Oh, thanks.
You look very good. You look. Do you feel good, healthy?
Well, I ate at Goldberg's yesterday, and I'm just overcoming it now. But I'm going to be eating there again tonight. But after I leave here and do something with Michael Medved, I'm pray. I'm going to go to the gym.
Oh, good. All right. So do you work out regularly?
Yes.
Okay.
What is your fitness regime of choice?
I use an elliptical machine for about 35 minutes, and then a stationary bike for about another 35 minutes, and then I do some abdominal stuff and work for just tone with some weights, and then after I pass out and they revive me, I take a steam bath, shower, and go home.
And when you're using the elliptical and the stationary bike, do you ever give in and watch a movie or a television show on one of those teeny tiny screens? Or is that complete anathema to an actor, a film actor?
No, not at all. I have my own headset, and if there's a good movie, I like to watch it, but I'm switching all the time. I mean, it's like I surf, so I'm between sports and news and films, and there are some shows, I mean, Cedric the Entertainer is now doing So You Want to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah.
I like him.
Oh, you do? Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm wondering why do you do the stationary exercise rather? I mean, you live in L.A., I'm assuming, right?
Uh-huh.
And beautiful weather there. You could be out biking or cross-country skiing or whatever the elliptical mimics.
That's true. I do want to extend my exercising, but if I have to contemplate it, since I told you I'm not conscious, I might not do anything. So I can go to the gym regularly.
So you're on this show, Ray Donovan.
Have we started our interview yet?
No, we haven't. This is all just the pleasantries. You're on that show, Ray Donovan, Showtime, with Denise Crosby, who's here as well.
Yeah,
there she is. There's Denise. Yeah. She'll be joining us in just a little bit here. And I'm curious, just in general, when the roles you take on, how do you get in touch with those roles? Do you have an agent who's always like scanning around for stuff for you, or do people approach you?
Well, actually, I'll really be honest with you. It's the squirrels.
They talk to you.
Squirrels let me know, and we have a deal that when they hide their little chestnuts, they let me know what's going on if there's anything that I can be employed in.
Oh, it's like those old FBI agents who would sit on a bench in a park and make a chalk mark, and then you would know that was the drop spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now there are many notable figures in this Ray Donovan series.
Yeah, it's really good,
including John Voight, who is scary in the show, but I'm wondering if he's also scary in person.
I think he's scarier in person.
Scarier in person.
So, yeah. But so John and I have known one another since he was the assistant stage manager and an understudy in the original stage production of The Sound of Music back then in the 50s. Late 50s. And I said to John, no politics between us.
Even then?
No, now.
Now.
And I didn't know what politics was. Now I'm learning. I've got a crash course, We closed the government, didn't we?
Yeah.
I have to take responsibility.
Take it on. No.
For them. Whether we like it or not.
Right.
Yeah. And so I said, but when we're acting together, we're going to be like Laurel and Hardy on acid.
Well, you're also getting together with Michael Medved, so you get together with...
like that. I mean, who is that? That's like, let me see, Abbott and Costello on psilocybin, right?
Let's see. Where do you stand on the political spectrum? I'm guessing...
I don't. Actually, I've got water. I'm floating in it. Yeah, I don't stand on any side. I believe that balance is really important, but I'm sort of in the center, and it's where I like to be. I mean, I'm all in for nature. And what works for nature.
Whoops.
What was that? What was that?
Sorry.
That was a squirrel.
That may have been John Voight.
None of us heard anything. I don't know. I don't know what you're hearing, but... That will occasionally happen. All of a sudden, someone will just scream out West Side in the middle of the show. That surprises me. I would have thought you were very politically engaged and taking a stand.
I mean, I'm totally subscribed to the family. Enough politics in the family. The rest of it is business, and I'm a student here.
You were, however, married to Barbara Streisand, and she is very politically... What did you guys ever...
She thinks so. She does think so. And whatever, bless her, I mean, she's the mother of our son.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters to me. We have to look out for the woman. Don't we?
Are you talking about...
overall, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I always wondered about Barbara. There was that scene in Prince of Tides where someone throws a football... Her son throws a football at her, and she goes, "Oh, mind the nails." Does she really have a lot of care and concern about her fingernails? Because they do look gorgeous.
Do you?
Mine are horrible. I'm like a hag. My hands are nasty.
You don't have concern about them?
About Barbara's nails?
No, about your nails.
No, I do. Actually, I am. You're right. I do have concern about them. I'm concerned that they're unflattering.
You're blushing under your makeup, right?
Yes.
Okay. Watch out for me.
Are you suggesting everyone should have a certain degree of concern about their nails?
about how we are, absolutely. An ingrown nail can be very painful.
Yes, very painful. And I hear if you're a diabetic, downright deadly. That is the number one leading cause of infection for diabetics.
It killed me before, and I'm sure it'll kill me again.
Kill you again. I mentioned in the introduction that you've. I just want to look at the time here. Don't want to keep you too long because I know you have a hard out.
I got to go to shul.
That's right. Your long, illustrious career in television, film, Broadway. Do you remember the first time you stepped in front of a film camera on a set and what that felt like? And do you still feel that?
Do you want to know it?
Yeah.
Well, I started out as a child, as hopefully all of us did. And I was brought to a neighborhood song and dance school, and I learned to memorize routines, and I was a tap dancer. But the first time that I was employed and worked on a movie set, it was a picture called The Confession, and it was being directed by a man named William Dieterle, who had come to America with Max Reinhardt, and they had collaborated on A Midsummer Night's Dream with James Cagney and Mickey Rooney. So my first scene was out of context. We don't work in context. And my character was drunk, Alessandro. I was a deaf mute.
And how old were you?
Oh, let's see. I was already married, and I married at 25. So I would say I was 26, about 26 or 26 and a half.
Okay.
And so I wanted to act, and Ray Milland was the star with Ginger Rogers in the picture, and I was acting drunk, hyperventilating. I didn't talk. Yeah. And somebody on the set on the island of Jamaica said, "Cut," and an elderly man walked up to the director and pointed to me and said, "He's breathing too loud. It just ruined the shot." Oh. That was my first thing. I thought, if I don't breathe right, how will I ever learn to act?
Yeah. Well, were you able to pull it back and get it right?
Oh, that was really tough. On the Richter scale, I came up a 0 for that, because my character had been traumatized into not talking and not even hearing, and then everybody was looking for treasure, and the treasure was gold, and it turned out to be the base of a religious statue. That was a gold cross, and when the statue disintegrated, I suddenly could hear, and I suddenly could talk. It was really embarrassing, but I tried it.
Yeah, I would imagine a role where you can't talk has got to be one of the most difficult roles as an actor.
No. I would think a role where you don't talk would be one of the better roles.
Really? I would think that's one way to express yourself, and now they've taken...
And acting is simply to be. Mm-hmm. And in that great writing of the Bard, if anybody asks a question, unless somebody can give me another perspective, to be or not to be, there's only one answer. It's to be.
To be. And then have you ever been, I imagine one gets criticized a great deal as an actor throughout their career by directors, trying to get it right.
Wrong. I mean, a director is going to choose you, and it's your job to work for the director. So the director ordinarily, generally, most of the time, is supporting you, is encouraging you.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're not like always trying to...
No, but my mother, bless her soul, you had said to me, "I'm your severest critic." It's like you and your nails, I'm your severest critic. All you have to do is please me.
There was something on, I don't know, it was IMDb, some bio of yours that your mother actually said after you quit acting as a young man, that she said, "Oh, he's burned out. He's done for."
Wrong.
No? Okay.
Oh, God.
Correct those things.
Never heard of that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been fired from a job?
Oh, sure I have.
Oh, you have? Okay. On what grounds?
Not on a movie, on the grounds of either not being good enough or not delivering what they thought they wanted. But that's how I got to do MASH, because I was doing a play called A Way of Life in New York, and the director was fired. He was Alan Schneider, who happened to have directed the original production of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and who just happened to have been the godson of Samuel Beckett, the great writer. And he was fired, and then I was fired, but I had discovered my relationship with the camera. It was my first objective view. The camera is my friend. It doesn't lie to me. It doesn't manipulate me. And so I came out to California and was asked to meet Robert Altman, who gave me MASH.
Yeah, and the TV version of MASH, were you considered for that?
I remember where I was, whether I was considered or not, and can't be sorry about anything. But
it seems like you would have been the obvious choice, or first.
Well, I mean, Alda was great, and I recall literally telling Alan not to be depressed about where his career was because he knew how good he was, and that look what we did with MASH, because the picture of the time was expected to be Catch-22, but it was us. I have no regrets. I recently decided I would go and see Ben Affleck because I'm friendly with Casey. And Clooney was giving a party for Argo and for them, and I wanted to see if I could communicate with Ben to tell him how impressed I am with his craft. He's really good.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon had told me that Ben was the smartest person he knew, and I said, I guess you haven't met all of us. It's not one. It's all of us or none of us. And so we met, and then Ben said to me, have you ever done anything, in all of this that you were sorry you did? And I felt it was an opportunity to possibly impart some wisdom. And I took a long moment, and I said, no. There's so many people dependent on our work, and once you commit to something and you do it, I mean, we learn from errors, but to be sorry that I did something, that would not be loyal.
Any project that you're slightly embarrassed by?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I did a picture called Dead Men Don't Die, and I played actually a television journalist, like a talk show host.
Right.
And I became in the writing of it, I became a zombie. And so I was broadcasting
way before
as a
its
zombie.
time.
And the makeup wasn't so good. They put very gray makeup, but it was a funny idea. Dead Men Don't Die. It's a good title, isn't it?
Yeah.
A guy named Malcolm Marmerstein.
What year was that?
It was yesterday.
Well, it took you a while to get to.
Yeah.
Well, the zombie thing is hot, so.
Oh, it's great. Embarrassed. I think it's really important. I know Oscar Wilde is quoted as saying that our errors are like a prelude to wisdom. We learn from them.
Yeah. Very nice. Elliott Gould, Oscar nominee Elliott Gould. Just another Oscar nominee on the show. God, I'm tired of this. It's just
That's
getting
pretty embarrassing in itself, isn't it?
To be an Oscar nominee?
Well, sure. I mean, like people talk about legends. Now, the last picture that Donald Sutherland and I did was called Spies. Happened to have been conceived by the same guy who wrote Dead Men Don't Die, who also had done Pete's Dragon, and had done a picture called Whiffs that I had done where I was the guinea pig for the Army Chemical Corps. And so with Spies, we were like washed up CIA agents and legend. People talk legend. And in the CIA, I don't know if vernacular or colloquial or something, your legend is your lie. And I really thoroughly believe in modesty and humility. That's why the squirrels are waiting for me outside. They want to come and see Michael Medved, but I don't know if they're kosher.
And tell me one thing about being in a Muppet movie that we don't know.
Two Muppet movies.
Two Muppet. Yes, yeah. I know. Muppets Take Manhattan, right?
I'm a cop.
Yeah. And then what was the other?
The Muppet Movie.
Okay, yeah.
I insisted. I told Lord Lou Grade, I have to be in this picture because I was doing movies for him, and my kids loved. I mean, Jim Henson was a great.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
And I had worked with them on Saturday Night Live. So they made me the mayor of the town, and I introduced Miss Piggy, and I made the first runner-up in the beauty contest because this is where Kermit saw Miss Piggy for the first time and totally falls in love. And so I asked if I could make the the first runner-up in the beauty contest, my mother-in-law's name was Alma Jane Gitnick. They edited it, but I said then the first runner-up is Alma Jane Gitnick, and the winner is Miss Piggy.
Yeah. I watch Sesame Street a lot with my kids, and then I see these folks interacting with the Muppets, and I'm always like, what is that like? Because you see the operators, right? So
no, you don't. You don't really see the operators. I mean, Frank Oz was always nice to me, but I did a show, a primetime network show called Out to Lunch. With the Electric Company and the Children's Television Workshop, and the Muppets, and I got to play poker. I was a Cucamonga kid, and I played poker with a Cookie Monster who just ate everything. He just ate. It was great. I really love doing that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, the other thing that I found out from Wikipedia, which is probably wrong, did you have a gambling problem at one point?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Well, it wasn't about that, but an obsession and an obsessive compulsion. And so we made a movie, actually, about it. As it turned out, it was California Split, which was semi-autobiographical, literally. Joseph Walsh, who had lived it with me, wrote the script. Robert Altman produced it. George Siegel played me, and I played Joey, who was the writer. And in the picture, Joey played the bookmaker.
Okay, that's
and Steve McQueen, we thought Steve McQueen was going to do the picture, but then he wanted writing that didn't exist, because the picture's not about gambling. The picture's about action. It's about staying alive. It's about, nature.
How bad did it get for you? Like, how deep in the hole did you dig yourself?
I'm fine. I don't owe anybody anything. Okay. I don't do it anymore. Walter Matthau was my friend, and I remember just the two of us. We were watching a baseball playoff game. It was between the Angels and the Brewers, and Walter would cover his eyes, and then he said, because we were in his home, and just Walter and me, and Walter said, "Would you like to look out the window that Charlie Chaplin looked out when he was here?" And what do you think I said? No, thank you. No, which is fine. I'll watch Charlie Chaplin. It's just great, but I'm going to watch the Angel Brewer game. I don't care who anyone is, with all due respect. Yeah.
Was that what it was? Was that your weakness? Was betting on sporting events?
No. Let me see. I'm second-generation American. The families came from Eastern Europe, and they were on relief. They had no money, so it was always been, we talked about economics, always been somewhat financial and having to do with reality. Bob Costas, who had interviewed me 2 days, Friday, Saturday, 3 days after my father's funeral in early December of 1988, had said to me on his later show, "Did you ever have a drug problem?" And I said, "No, I didn't ever have a drug problem. I had a problem with reality. But now that I accept it, it's my friend whether I like it or not. I always want to know where I am. And in there is a solution to my obsessive-compulsive gambling.
Yeah.
As much as I love to win, I hate losing more. And there's nothing I need that I can win. I have to make it for myself."
Yeah. Very nice. Wow. Lessons learned.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Okay, so what's going on tonight? I know I'm involved in the festivities somehow this evening.
Are you going to? Oh, that's right. You're going to be. You're there.
I'm there.
Oh,
yes,
great.
with Jody, who I think you met yesterday or talked to on the phone. I don't know. At the Bob Rivers show.
Oh yeah. Well, at Goldberg's where I went.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Joe took me to Goldberg's, and I met Ben. So I have to watch what I eat, because it's talk about obsessive compulsive.
Yeah, just an extra 15 minutes on the elliptical. You'll be fine.
No, I mean, at this age and this time, no. Oh my God, I can tell you exactly what I ingested. Yeah.
What are they famous for? They're famous for the
delicious,
the massive sandwich. What was there?
Oh, the Reubens.
The Reuben, yeah.
The Reuben, of course.
5-pound Reuben.
5-pound Reuben. Is that what you went for?
No. But I ate half of my Reuben, and then I'm feeling bad about leaving something over, because I was conditioned to finish everything on my plate.
Yeah, likewise. So yeah, I couldn't do that. That would kill me. Well, we'll see you tonight. Thank you for coming into town. Good on you for the work you're doing for the Olympia Film Society. That is awesome. So they can get a digital projector into that historic theater.
More seats. They've got a script for me. I'm going to act like a worker or something, and we'll see how it goes.
All right.
I'm committed. And
So tonight you're in Bellevue, and then you are doing some things down in Olympia as well.
I am Bellevue now.
Yeah. No, you're in some dude's basement.
Okay.
That's the reality of this situation.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much,
you.
Elliott. Really a pleasure.
See you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elliott Gould here on the podcast. Yes. Everyone needs to applaud.